Zanies, I have a very special emergency response Liberty County Halloween event episode for you. There has been a tremendous amount of buzz around this event and around the investigation that you can conduct when you are playing as a police officer or a sheriff. By now, it should be no secret that a lot of us have been going crazy trying to find the location of all these clues. Before time runs out, I want to help out the community and the community of players by creating this video that will encompass the known location of every single one of these clues. This is what I'm calling the ultimate clue locations guide. Let's get into it, Zanies. Here we go. I am going to number all of these locations. I have almost 30 possible locations that I've gathered from fellow YouTubers, comments, friends, everything under the sun to help you find all of these clues. The first location I encourage all of you to look at carefully is this entire civilian spawn area. Yes, you heard correctly, and no, I'm not lying. There have been a lot of reports of items being found right here, right under our noses. Of course, you won't see it until you spawn as a police officer, but you definitely want to come back to this area. Areas include the parking lot, the sidewalks, and of course this area right here, right in between these two buildings. After you are done looking through civilian spawn, all you really want to do is go down the block and around the corner and head towards the gas station. There have been solid reports, including my own findings, of players finding items in these gas stations. Be sure to look in the parking lot, on or around near the pumps, and in between the gas pumps themselves. After you're done investigating the gas stations, you want to drive down the street one more time, head down this alleyway, and more confirmed reports of players, including myself, finding items right here, right in between this alleyway. Check every single one of these parking spots, check next to the ATM, and check all the building corners down this alleyway. After you're done here, once again, make a right turn, go down the street and into the parking structure. This is yet another location where we have confirmed findings right underneath the ramp that takes you to the second floor. Within the same parking structure, you want to head to the very top of it, and you want to check the last two parking spots at the very top of the parking structure. More confirmed reports here in this location. Picking up right outside the parking structure, you want to go down the street one more time, and I hope you're starting to see a pattern here that some of these may not be too far from each other. You want to head down the street, and before we go across the street, you want to check this area here. I am not too sure what this building is or what it's called, but more confirmed reports of clues being found right here in this area. Once you're done here, turn around, go across the street, and you want to check every single part of this parking structure. I also don't know what to call this area other than maybe parking structure number 2, but clues have been found here. Clues have been found here, and clues have also been found here. These are all areas you want to make sure you look at before you move on across the street. And yes, you heard me correctly. One more time, we are simply going to go across the street. And is this the area that people are beginning to call the forest? I don't think it is it? I'm really just referring to this area as maybe the pond inside the city, or maybe the sewage waste in the city. I don't know. But yet again, more confirmed reports of clues being found on these tables. Additional confirmed reports, to include my own, of clues being found right on top of the catacombs, or the sewage pipes, whatever you want to call them, both here and here. Once you're done investigating this area right in the city, you're going to get back in your car one more time. We're going to turn around, and believe it or not, once again, we are simply just going to go down the street and into the hospital parking lot. Even more confirmed reports of a lot of people finding clues in this parking lot. I myself was able to find the hat here in this area. More confirmed clues. Additional positive reports of clue findings include the back side of the hospital, to include this area. And then finally, don't forget the corners of the hospital and every building surrounding it. Once you're done investigating the hospital, this actually is where we're going to take a drive a little bit deeper into the outskirts of the city. I'm trying to list all these clues in relation to how close they might be to each other. That way you're not driving around aimlessly. More confirmed reports of clues being found come from this parking lot here. check the sidewalks, check all the corners, check next to the ATM, go across the street, positive and confirm reports of clues being found in the power plant to include these locations. Next, we're going to pull out of the power plant and we are going to head into the farms. Don't worry, I'm not skipping locations. You'll understand what I'm doing here in a second. There seems to be a lot of activity around this green field here. This is one of the few clues or spawn points for clues that I can confirm is not on the hard surface. There is a lot of buzz around this green field. I cannot emphasize this enough, and this is where I missed one of my clues. As simple as I can say it, there is a very high probability you will find a clue here. Take your time. Once you're done searching the fields one more time, don't forget the gas stations. The gas stations also seem to be a very hot spot, but nevertheless turn into the dirt road and in towards the barn. More confirmed clue findings have been reported along the sides of the barn. Make sure you look in every corner of the barn. Don't be lazy, take your time. This is also a good reminder to tell you that I found one of my clues, the silhouette or the body outline, right in this back corner here of the cemetery. With that said, it might be wise to investigate the entire cemetery if you are running behind on clues. Check the corners, check the tombstones, check every part of the cemetery. Once you're done at the barn, go back into the city and back towards the fire station. Right at the corner of the fire station on Sandstone Road and Hillview Road, we are going to search for additional clues. Confirmed reports say that clues have been found here in this parking lot. Additional reports, to include my own, include clues being found here in all of these locations. And while we're at it, one more time, we are going to drive down the street and around the corner. We are going to inspect every single corner of the body shop, to include these corners and these corners. These are all confirmed locations where players have found these clues. Finally, we only have a handful of confirmed locations left. You are going to take the tunnel and look for clues inside. Take your time, drive slow. This is another high traffic area where a lot of players have found clues. This is yet another confirmed location. Take your time, high probability area here. When you are done investigating the tunnel, head right outside and into what I am calling the Viewpoint. At the Viewpoint, many players are also reporting finding clues on top of these tables. Check all of these tables here and make sure you take your time. Finally, once you are done investigating the viewpoints, you are going to go down into the housing track. Very little activity has been reported at the housing track, with the exception of a handful of reports, but the reports all indicate to look in the cul-de-sacs. You want to look in this one, and you want to look in this one. With all of the main, known, and confirmed locations out of the way, I do have some honorable mentions. Let me be perfectly clear about this. The reason why they're honorable mentions and not actual locations is because these are all locations where people are speculating that you might find clues. All of these locations I'm about to show you have not been confirmed. I have not seen one report, and I have not seen one player say that they have found a clue in any of these locations. If you have, however, please let me know in the comments down below so that way we help each other out. The first honorable mention is, of course, the bunker. Just a friendly reminder, no confirmed reports of anyone finding any clues down here inside the bunker. The next honorable mention is within the housing track, and believe it or not, they're all over. I am referring to every single one of these driveways. These driveways were a hot location during the Easter egg hunt. I remember everyone was finding eggs here, including myself, but again, no confirmed reports of anybody finding clues during their investigation on the driveways. The next honorable mention is anywhere underneath the bridges. People have been reporting for whatever reason that they are finding clues underneath the bridges. I don't ever remember that being a location for any of the scavenger hunts. I could be wrong. Just because I haven't found them doesn't mean that someone else hasn't. Nevertheless, this is an honorable mention for this investigation just because I cannot find one confirmed found clue in these locations. Another honorable mention is the back rooms of the convenience stores in the gas stations. These rooms back here are fully accessible whether you know it or not, and these have been known to contain clues, but I do feel like I have to say it one more time. I have yet to find a confirmed report of clues being found back here. So if you are desperate, if you are running low on locations, make sure you take your time to take a stroll through those back rooms. Driving back in towards the city, there have been a few people that have said they have found clues by the dot building. Almost wrapping it up here, the next honorable mention is of course the very infamous cave or tunnel network system that can now be found in the games. This definitely is pure speculation. I do not believe, nor do I have reason to believe, that there's any spawn points for these clues in this network of tunnels, just because it's so large, it's so extensive, it's so easy to get lost. I feel like it would almost be cruel and heartless on behalf of the developers to try to hide a clue here. If you have found a clue in the network of tunnels or caves, be sure to let us know in the comments below. And please don't lie, you guys, just please don't do it, because that's going to send a lot of players in wild goose hunts. And last but not least, and perhaps the most broad and ambiguous hint I can give you when trying to find these clues is unfortunately the corners and sidewalks of every building. Yes, I know that perhaps just made a lot of heads blow up, but a lot of clues, not just during this investigation, but throughout many of the scavenger hunts, have been found along the sidewalks or corners of the buildings. So although it may sound extensive and like you were gonna lose your mind, believe me when I tell you, if you are committed to the cause and you are committed to finding all of these clues and successfully ending your investigation, you may want to take your time to investigate every single building corner and every single sidewalk, but that's only if you are out of options. That's only if you have made it to the end of this video. That's only if you have inspected every single one of the locations I just showed you, and for whatever reason you are still not finding clues. However, I promise you, if you follow this guide to the T, by the time you get to where you're at right now in the video, you would have at least found 5 out of 7 clues. Dare I say 6 out of 7 clues. That is how confident I am in this guide. It's important to understand a few things. Number one, the location of these clues are going to be in different places for every single one of us. In other words, what worked for me is very likely not going to work for you or any other player out there. The chances of us having the exact same locations are slim to none. Hence, this video. Number two, and just from what I've been able to gather from all the videos and all the comments that I've watched and read, I firmly believe that every single one of these clues can be found on hard surfaces. In other words, surfaces like sidewalks, surfaces like driveways, surfaces like buildings, surfaces like parking lots. I'm sure you guys get the point. I have only heard of a few locations that are actually on grass or anywhere else other than a hard surface, such as the ones I just described. Number three, if you are feeling like the game is glitching on you and you are never gonna find all 7 clues, believe me when I tell you that I felt like I was in the same boat. I spent a day and a half looking for every single one of my clues, and it wasn't until I realized that I had already traveled the location of my last clue, I just wasn't looking properly. With that said, I highly encourage you to visit every single one of these locations, look again, take your time, and I promise you, chances are you've already ran into it. You've probably just let frustration and desperation sit in, which led to you missing it. I am confident there is no glitch. I am confident they're all there for every single one of us. That's going to do it for all the possible clue locations. I hope this guide helps you guys. In short, we have a little under 30 possible locations. Good luck out there, Zanies. I wish you all the best of luck. Let me know your results in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, Zany out.